Hey guys, it's Vadim with Max Tech, and in this video, we're gonna be talking about the new Apple Watch Series 10 and whether it's worth upgrading if you have the Series 9 or an older model, especially for that brand new jet black iPhone 7 vibes goodness. Well, I actually did upgrade, and probably not for the reason you thought, but wait. Don't order just yet because some of you probably should wait another year. And before I explain why, I want to first go through some of the main features and changes compared to the previous Series 9 because Apple surprisingly gave us more changes than I initially expected. First off, we have a new design. Yes, I know, it looks pretty much the same, but it does have more rounded corners than before, with the display and glass getting really close to the edge, and somehow Apple was able to put in a bigger display than what I literally have on the Ultra, which is actually pretty massive. Apparently, it has 30% more screen area versus the older watch model, even though the chassis size has barely increased by only 1 millimeter on both models, going from 41 to 42 on the small ones and from 45 to 46. Jeez, that display is massive. But what's really cool is that it has the first ever wide angle OLED display, and what that means is that Apple optimized the pixels to basically emit more light at wider angles. So apparently it's 40% brighter looking at it from an angle, which is pretty cool. And they also updated the always on display to refresh every second instead of every minute, which means you get some really cool watch faces that literally change every single second, which is nice. Now, in terms of the finishes, I love that they give us polished aluminum with jet black, which I personally love. I can't wait to test it out and match it with a really black Apple Watch band, but we also have a really nice new gold finish. We have silver aluminum, and we finally have titanium on the regular Apple Watch Series 10 again, and it's actually polished this time. It looks absolutely beautiful, and of course titanium means that you also get lighter weight. Apple also completely redesigned the internals to make it lighter as well, so you basically have natural, you have gold, and dark slate gray. And on top of that, Apple actually made the Series 10 the thinnest Apple Watch ever, only 9.7 millimeters thick, which is just crazy. I mean, look at the Ultra. It is just so bulky. I mean, I don't mind it. It looks really cool, but I'm really excited to see how thin the new Series 10 is gonna look, especially since it's so massive with the display size. And Apple was able to achieve that by basically fully redesigning the interior layout, which is really cool that they did that. They also updated the speakers. They are now smaller, but they finally enabled something cool that you can play music on the built-in speaker for the first time, which is really cool. I know a lot of people would actually download music onto their Apple Watch by using voice memos and putting the watch up to a speaker playing music to record songs just to play it back. So finally Apple added this. Apple also updated the charging system with a new metal back, completely redesigned and updated. So now 30 minutes of charging goes up to 80% battery life, which is just nuts. That's so fast. I'm glad Apple keeps innovating and making it better and better and better. They also updated the Milanese loops and the middle braces to match the titanium watch models with some new watch faces as well. We got the new S10 system in package with a 4-core neural engine. I'm not sure what they're gonna use that for. I mean, the watches are already very snappy, so I guess it's good. They keep updating the chips, but it's cool that they also updated the microphone performance, at least in the software, with that new neural engine, which means you get improved phone calls that suppresses kind of the background noise. I also like that they're bringing the Translate app over to the Apple Watch with rapid translation. That's going to make it very handy. That feature might actually come to older models as well. But the banger feature that's coming to this new Apple Watch Series 10 is sleep apnea detection, which apparently is not limited to the Series 10 at all. I think the Series 9 and the Apple Watch Ultra 2 are getting that as well. But it's a really big deal because a lot of people have sleep apnea and they don't even know. I mean, I've heard stories of people who have been tired their whole lives just to find out they have sleep apnea, get a CPAP machine, and then realize, holy smokes, they've been living their life the wrong way, super tired. So it's cool that Apple is adding these health features. Apple also brought the depth and water temperature sensors from the Ultra over to the Series 10, but I don't think you have the same water resistance as the Ultra, so keep that in mind. You probably won't be able to go diving really deep like you can with the Ultra, but the cool thing is that you have the same $399 price. So I love that Apple keeps making it better and better, and they keep the price the same year after year after year, which is actually really impressive considering the crazy amount of inflation we've had over like the last 5 years. So if you consider the inflation, it's actually a really great deal. Now, before I get into my recommendations on if you should upgrade or not, I do want to mention that the Apple Watch Ultra 2 has been updated with a new satin black finish, which, man, I was really gonna get that, but the Series 10 Jet Black is darker, so I went with that. But you also have a brand new titanium Milanese loop with a new clasp that looks absolutely beautiful. But basically nothing has changed, still the $799 price as before. It looks like we have to wait until next year for the Ultra 3. So with that said, let's finally get into the question of whether you should upgrade to the Series 10. Well, if you have the Series 7 through the Series 9, then you probably shouldn't upgrade because you still have a lot of those core features and you already have a pretty big and decent display. It's very snappy, the performance is great, unless you really care about those new color options and finishes and the absolutely massive display, or of course having the thinnest design or the new S10 chip, which I mean, I don't even know if that matters that much. But if you have a Series 6 or older, then you should absolutely upgrade 100%, no doubt about it. You're gonna absolutely love the new Series 10. You have so many different upgrades. You have a much better, completely different design, massive display compared to what we had with the Series 6 or the 5 or the 4, especially Series 3. I mean, good luck if you have that right now. You should definitely upgrade. However, some of you should probably wait until next year, especially if you only buy an Apple Watch every few years and you're currently just fine with the model that you have right now. And why would you do that? Well, because we have rumors of a full redesign with a brand new magnetic band attachment system, which means that the Apple Watch is gonna get the biggest redesign ever, and the old bands are no longer gonna be supported, but don't worry, you actually have something very exciting to look forward to. First of all, the brand new magnetic band system is gonna be much easier to swap out compared to using those little buttons. It's always really annoying to get the bands out, and there are a lot of patents that Apple filed for, including a lot of brand new smart bands that have electronic pins that connect the band to the watch, including new bands that actually have health sensors and health features that are supported. For example, let's say you can have a blood pressure monitoring system by electronically connecting a smart band that has some sort of a new sensor on the inside of your hand, or let's say blood glucose monitoring with an additional sensor built into a brand new specific band that you only have to buy if you care about that feature. Or there's other bands that could have extra batteries built in for a lot more battery life, or there are bands that can actually automatically self-tighten when you put it on, which is really cool and unique, and you could probably control that through the watch itself. I mean, there are a lot of cool new smart bands coming according to those patents. But with that said, if you don't care about all of that crap, which I think it's actually really cool, then I would say the Series 10 is definitely a killer upgrade, especially for the new Jet Black model, which is probably the only reason that I'm switching to that model to test it out right now. So with that said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, especially if you need some help deciding on if you want to upgrade or not. Definitely subscribe for more videos like this, especially when the new Apple Watches and iPhones come. We're gonna be making a lot of videos, and check out those two iPhone 16 videos, including the buyer's guide and the should you upgrade video. With that said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.